Welcome into the FFU, here to answer all of your starts and your sit questions to make sure you're ready for this fun Sunday going into week 12. A crucial week if you are on the bubble for the playoffs. I mean, this could be the one that pushes you out or the one that potentially pushes you in. You know, if you're already in, you're good. But if you're not, it's kind of win out, rest of the way if you're trying to make it in there. Guys, how y'all doing this morning?
Yeah, I'm good, man. You know, it's the chaos of week 12. We're talking about Scott's fishbowl off screen and just how unexciting some of those options are this week with all the buys and everybody out. So it's going to be a fun week. I'm excited to see how it goes for us because we're all in Scott Fishbowl playoffs. I'm going to brag to ourselves, woohoo, that's fun stuff. But outside of that, yeah, we're just, adjusting, making the rankings. Excited to see how this week goes because, there's some big NFL games. Like, I'm excited for the Chargers Ravens game. That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Should be a big one. Should be a slobber knocker, if you will. Actually,
I will, sure. I won't, but I will. You know what I mean?
While we're waiting for questions to feed in, because you brought it up, one of mine in one of my leagues is I have Gus Edwards in right now. I'm debating if I should put in Kendrick Bourne or Darius Slayton. If Daniel Jones was in, I'd play Slayton. I don't know how to trust it with the veto there. Kendrick Bourne kind of came back last week, 5 for 5, 70 yards and a touchdown, but the week before he didn't even play. So it's hard. It's against Miami. Gus Edwards has really been a non-factor though, so it's kind of I have Raheem Mostert against New England, but he's also someone that's been
it's the same thing, right?
Kind of irrelevant, yeah. So yeah, it's just the week for fun stuff.
You hope that Mostert would be able to pick up some garbage time, but we can't even trust that anymore these days with Raheem. Raheem Mostert and Jalen Wright. You can't play either of these guys. It's the Devon Achane show. You hope Tyreek gets involved, but it's just such a damn shame that it's Achane and no one else back there. We love it for our Achane shares, but otherwise, yeah, you can't use these guys.
Yeah, it's a lot of, and like even with Gus Edwards, Hassan Haskins was getting some goal line work in that game. Like it's interesting. My Cavani Vidal bags are just broke at this point. Sure. We desperately he needs multiple injuries to get on the field, and we'll see how that ever works if that works out this year or not. But yeah, you're dealing with a range of players that if you're shooting for a touchdown, take Edwards. But I think Bourne's by far the safest with what he did last week, and safe is always kind of an illusion with some of these players, but Bourne will be on the field the majority of the time. He has Drake May, so he could do worse than him, I would say.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Question for you guys about the Las Vegas backfield. What are we doing here? It's a late start, so we don't know if Zamir White or Alexander Madison are playing. Just like the Raiders like it, they need to find some sort of advantage. It's not going to happen for them against Denver. But are we firing up Abdullah, Lobby, or are we just avoiding this altogether? What the hell are we doing with Vegas?
I want to avoid this backfield. Like if you're desperate, I get it. You could go chase it, but we have no idea how it's going to shake out. We know they're both pass catchers. So Lobby and Abdullah are both pass catchers, right? Like that's their specialty in this offense. But Denver's going to shut them down up front. The Raiders' offensive line's not going to generate any push up front. Like rushing wise, they're last among running backs in rushing, and they're going up a stout front seven. So you're already discounting that, and then you're basically hoping one of them gets 8 or 10 targets, and that just doesn't seem super realistic. We saw Bijan last week; he barely got double-digit points, just basically because he had 5 receptions. Can you count on that with those guys? Possibly, but this just seems like a nightmare scenario to play either one of those guys. I guess I'll say this: if I have to play one, I'll do Abdullah, but my heart is rooting for Dylan Lobby. So, why not?
Yep.
Just fired up. But yeah, I'm not excited.
Yeah, I was some situations where I had to pick some guys up off waivers because I had no running backs this week. I had the one league I have ETN, Bijan, and Brees, so fantastic, but they're all on bye week. So having to start, what's his name, Abdullah this week, had to pick him up off waivers. And we have a surprise guest in here. Let's get him in here.
What's up?
What's going on? He's in joining us. The ghost of a Christmas past is back.
All right.
We're just talking about the Raiders backfield and if we're starting Abdullah or Labe Subi Madison and who's the other guy that thinks Zamir White are out. It's trending that they are. So we're saying Abdullah is that desperate play if you need him.
I had a handful of leagues where those options were both available on the waiver wire, and I don't think I could pull the trigger in any of them. I think I had one where I had to go with Abdullah, but I just couldn't find a way to get Lobby into my lineup at all. So,
Yeah.
I get a question for you guys. We're getting to that point in the season where you're out of it or you're not. What do we think of Bo Nix in Dynasty? Like, when you look at the last few years, we've got what? Over the last 5 years, Daniel Jones, Sam Howell, Anthony Richardson, Justin Fields. We've got a ton of quarterbacks who have put up like a top 5 season and then have been just worthless for fantasy. What are you guys doing with Bo Nix?
You can't trade for him right now. If you're trying to acquire him, I think you're better off getting JJM. Probably a little bit better off getting Drake May at this point too.
But I mean, like, if you're a seller, if you're out of it, you've got Nix because he's young. Like, if I have Nix and I want to sell him, can I flip him for Baker and a first? Can I get that? Should I get that? Geno in a first?
If you're not good,
it comes down to, do you believe Nix is the next Daniel Jones where it was just one good season? Because he's 6 now and then he's done? Yeah. Or do you believe he's going to repeat this? Is the beginning question you have to answer. If you believe, it's a different question.
I believe they're going to enhance their passing game by getting receivers. So that's going to help him a lot. Will he repeat what he's having? I don't think so.
Like Sam Howell was QB3? Was it last year?
Mm-hmm.
Last year, right?
Like back end QB1 on points per game basis. Like he was
Geno's backup, though, is my point.
So, well, yeah, like also he had no draft capital giving him the job, right? And Bo Nix is gonna be the starter for a few years. You could do it. If you're looking at like dynasty rankings, he's QB12, so he's in that range. Like it's fine. I don't mind Bo Nix. I think there's a lot of issues with his priors of what we're holding on to him with, and this came up on JJ's show yesterday. I was listening to Chris Allen. They were talking about him compared to Caleb Williams in Dynasty, right? And like,
so what are you trading him away for then? A first and what quarterback?
First plus.
Okay, so what's the plus? Does it have to be Baker? Is that enough? Is it a first and Geno? Is it a first and someone lower, someone higher?
I'd be surprised if you could get a first and Baker for Bo Nix. I feel like they're roughly the same tier. You could make that argument, but because Baker's been balling out, I think that's the easy thing for people to see. I mean, you just look at the production. You have to find the guys who are not living up to the production that they're capable of. And Baker's doing all this without Mike Evans, basically without Tristan Wirfs as well, who's out again this week. So I just think that there's sneaky Baker upside, but there's also obvious Baker upside that's not going to let you get that first on top.
Yeah, you're probably gonna have to go down to like Dak Prescott, like guys that are injured, him or T-Law. And try to get a plus. I think it's much easier with Dak because he's older.
People are just in the first
year. So I think you could do that because, like, if
would you rather do it in the first or next, or Prescott in the first or next?
Depends where the first is. Like, if we're talking, if it's like a couple of years out, then I'll just
middle of the pack next year.
Next year. Yeah. I mean, I think that it comes down to like your team build. Like, I think you're going to be happy next year with Dak. Like, he's going to be fine, right? And that first gives you a boost. So if you want to insulate your roster, I think it's fine, but I don't think this is really a smoke screen from Bo Nix. Like, they're kind of doing the low A-dot stuff they're going to. And they're going to add to that room next year, right? Like, it's just Cortland Sutton, a bunch of guys we don't care about, and they're more than likely going to improve that room and build it up. So I think this will be suitable for a few years. People just don't like Bo Nix, so that's the weird thing because he's valued the same as Drake May. You can't get that trade off though. There's no way. Like it's just.
I think I have A-Rich PTSD here, where at the end of last year we had him at everyone had him at QB3 in Dynasty, and now it's like I think I got. Well, same with T-Law. T-Law was like QB5, QB7, QB8. Jeremy, I know for a fact you've seen me get him on a waiver wires this morning in a Dynasty.
Ridiculous. How are you gonna drop T-Law
in the Devi League? I got T-Law on waivers this morning.
Stupid dropping T-Law for something stupid as well. I didn't even see what he dropped him for. It's like, why? What are we doing? But yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Is no, I don't think the Bo Nix stuff is a smokescreen. People don't like Bo Nix. We know people don't like Sean Payton, right? But guess what? Sean Payton is proving that like he got rid of the bad players in the building, or at least the players who were being a problem in the locker room. I don't think Russell Wilson is as terrible as he was, but he wasn't buying in, I guess. I don't think Jerry Jeudy is as terrible as he was in Denver. He's proving that now. But
Russell Wilson had his
whatever.
own office. Away from the team, his own office. That tells you all you need to know.
That was a great move by them.
Ridiculous. But hey, it's whatever it is, it's working. The defense is still the defense, and they were a young, good unit. I don't give that to Sean Payton, but whatever it is, he figured out who needed to go. He sent him away. He got his quarterback. It's working with limited weapons. So now you add to that room. I think Bo Nix is worth a hold, but if you can get a first and Dak, yes. If you got to go all the way down to Tua, no.
So do we really only have 4 major inactives here? Ferguson, Pacheco, Devonta Smith, Purdy?
Pretty much.
Coker as well.
Yeah.
Well, I see Coker.
Major.
Is Rodgers playing? Or are they on bye? The Jets on bye?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's not going to end well there. I'll just say that.
I seen Tyrod Taylor added yesterday in like 75 of my leagues, and I was what's going on here?
I'm like, Tyrod this league, Tyrod that league. Yeah, I'll take Tyrod here. Sure, why not?
That's right.
Like,
That's right.
It was you two in every league.
Yeah, I have Tyrod too in some.
Go get him.
Let's get to the first one here. For Gabriel, he's asking start wide receivers, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex. Evans, assuming that's Mike Evans, not Evans Ingram, right?
Yes, sir.
McConkey, CD, Cup, Bowers, and McBride.
Good problem.
Yeah, let's see. So you're starting 3 of those top guys. You're starting Evans. That should be for against the Giants. McConkey against the Ravens. That should be a go.
Yeah, you got to play.
You got to start Cup over CD, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And so question comes with
Bowers. McBride.
Yeah. Or you can start both of them.
You could, but then who are you sitting?
I have, hear me out. I have Puka and Cup both top 5 this week. The Eagles are bad. Yep. Eagles bad. Like I think I'm starting Cup first.
I love what the Eagles have been doing against the passing game, but I still think that the Rams can figure it out. I have them 7 and 8, Puka and Cup. So I slightly downgraded them, but I still really like them both this week.
I have it Cup, McConkey, then I'm starting McBride, and my flex I believe is going to be Mike Evans. So I think I'm sitting CD and Bowers.
Yeah, you got to play Mike Evans. Like the Giants are atrocious in this matchup, and Evans is going to absolutely destroy them. Like this is the perfect matchup to play him in. So I have Evans like top 6 wide receiver this week. I love Mike Evans. But then, it really depends what you prefer, right? You prefer Lad juicy matchup, or Cup seems a hell of a lot safer than CD right now. So just play Cup. And then...
CD was my last of all these guys, so he's out.
And Trey McBride, I think you really got to play him. He's my tight end 1 this week over Travis Kelce in a juicy matchup. I just think, look, Seattle's been decent against tight ends. I don't care. I'm playing Trey McBride over Bowers significantly.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think those are the ones you gotta go with. Start both sit McConkey. Start both tight ends, I'm assuming.
I think he's saying because of Vlad being questionable. They're a later game, right? So I think that
they're Monday,
tomorrow.
They're Monday,
yeah. I get that. Mm-hmm. I think Lad's supposed to play though. Right? He got in a limited session yesterday.
Yeah, a couple injury analysts are saying he's going to play, so we should really not be down too much this week. So I'm just going with I've heard, so I'm playing him. And then while I was referencing Evans, as Derek Brown put out the tweet, he said New York Giants have a perfect passer rating on deep passing, like a perfect passer rating. So and Evans is the deep target of that offense. So with Baker and Evans, like it could be fireworks this week.
Yeah, I mean, no one's worried about Drew Phillips coming over the top.
No.
The deep pass.
L. Smith has one here. Start 2 wide receivers at a flex, full PPR. Cup, Tyreek, Neighbors, Miss Pastor. He's restricted to play though. Neighbors, Nico Collins, Mike Evans, Josh Jacobs, James Conner. Man, y'all some stacked teams. Cup at wide receiver. You just said Evans. I think I go with them too.
About Nico.
Yeah,
I'd probably go
Tennessee
Nico
though
over Evans.
We're gonna have a lot of different answers. So I'll play Nico and Evans in this one, and
Ooh.
then I would play Cup.
Let me see.
Then
I have
Tyreek.
Cup, Nico, and Evans for me are the 3 as well.
Yeah, but what
James
about
Conner.
Connor? I love James Conner
Connor's
this week.
good. I'm just a little worried about his
Against
role
Seattle.
overall. That's my only question.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, but I think he's really safe. So if you want safety, you go Connor.
So start the new receivers here. Start
Yeah,
chilling
you can go Cup.
flex.
Cup, Nico, Evans. Why not?
College against Tennessee. That's gonna be interesting. Divisional matchup. We saw, like you said, a big touchdown came back yesterday or last week. So, he definitely has the role there for it. Tennessee has a pretty good secondary as well. So Collins definitely the boom. Out of these guys, though, I definitely think Tyreek and Neighbors, you want to sit them for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, we're obviously starting Kelsey over McBride this week.
Well, I have them 1 and 2, but Kelsey, yes. So the matchup in Carolina, yeah, you got to find a way to get McBride in that lineup somewhere, is what I'm saying. But
yeah, like Carolina's you're gonna bank touchdowns because fantasy points production. It's not like the best matchup in the world, but you just fire them both up. I have McBride one spot above Kelsey just because he's playing the Seahawks, but you could go. There's not a bad decision between these two guys, and ever since the injuries to that lineup, Kelsey's back to being kind of that guy we hoped he would be. So I think Kelsey's really safe. And McBride, we're still waiting on touchdowns, right? So if you want to go for it, go with Kelsey.
This is the week McBride gets 3 touchdowns. So
I hope, man. I'll settle for 2.
Don't want to be too greedy.
Jeffrey, thanks for joining. Took your advice to put Debo and Hawkinson back in my life. I agree with you guys. After thinking about not sitting your studs over guys who are so less floors and might possibly boom. Exactly. This one, Jeffrey, I mean, to be honest with you, it's fantasy football, so it could go against you, but again, your floor with them is just higher than what your even ceiling could possibly be for the guys that you were talking about. So yeah, I mean, I think you got to go with them. Especially as we were mentioning with Allen as quarterback for the 49ers. They're going to be doing checkdowns. They're not going to be go deep on the balls, the passes, So you have Debo in and around routes, short, quick slant passes, and Hawkinson. I think he's getting more accustomed to the lineup, right? So you got to remember he came off injury. He's getting the groove, so those targets are starting to come. So definitely think of it. And thanks for joining, man. Thanks for coming back and joining and, talking that you went with our advice there. We hope you the best with it. But he does have a question for RBs. Tough this week, though, with Hall and B's on bye. So it's either Justice Hill or Roshan. I say Roshan.
I
feel like Ron Burgundy. Like, I'm Ron Burgundy.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the appropriate reaction. To play Minnesota, you don't want to play Roshan, but I don't want to play Justice Hill. Like, I get it. He can be used in the passing game. I understand that they could be chasing points in this one. It's certainly possible. But I'm just going to hope that Roshan falls into the end zone.
I think Justice Hill has more outs than Roshan because Roshan, your bet is touchdown. It's touchdown or bust. That's strictly what it is with Roshan. So if you want to chase it in this matchup against the Vikings, it's treacherous, but you could do it. At least Justice Hill can get there in games. Like the Chargers are a good team. We could see a scenario where they're behind in this game. I think it's like a 3-point game, projected points wise. So you can talk yourself in Justice Hill. I think Justice Hill is a safer play, but yeah, the floor is also 0 with him. So just it's not a great bet either way, I'll honestly say. So if you want the touchdown, chase for Roshan. If you want the guy that can get there in the passing game, then it's Justice Hill.
When it's stuff like this with Hill, I think look at your lineup, and if it's like, man, it's close and you want that extra out on the Monday night, I'd go Hill. Just because the Roshan matchup is tough. So, if I think, all right, this is gonna be close, but I want that last laugh kind of deal, then I start Hill here. But Roshan, I think, has the more better opportunity, but it's a tough matchup. So
yeah, I think Justice Hill's the ceiling shot if you want to go for the ceiling shot, but like Roshan gets you that touchdown.
Let's answer the Roshan question by helping me figure out who I'm playing in my flex. Do I play Roshan, Jonathan Brooks against Kansas City, or Trey Benson at Seattle? That's how down bad Roshan is right now. So maybe you should go Justice Hill instead.
I would probably play either. I don't mind taking the shot on Brooks to see what you have, but they're playing Kansas City tonight matchup
right now.
So I would go with Trey Benson probably and see if he can.
I say Benson.
But yeah, that's not a fun decision.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like somebody help me.
By apocalypse, baby.
Yeah. Aaron, you're muted.
Yep.
That explains why you didn't hear a word I said about I'm not going with that. Yeah, I'm passing on Brooks here. I think I've got Benson actually in a lot of starting lineups. He's looked decent, has been eating into Connor's work, so I don't mind
I'm
him.
gonna do it. Benson is sold.
Let's go, baby.
Gabriel's also starting Herbert this week because the Ravens D. Yeah, Herbert's looking great.
My
Past few
QB1
weeks.
this week.
Herbert.
It could be for
Yeah.
sure.
Tyreek plays New England though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they were saying earlier, it's Outchain though. I think this is a better matchup for Outchain overall. Tyreek, Christian Gonzalez, I think was questionable, but if he isn't, chances are he's shadowing Tyreek. He's in, so that's where you gotta worry about. I mean, he's one of those shutdown corners too. So it could be hopefully the reemergence to Waddle because Tyreek is shadowed by Christian Gonzalez. So.
We've been saying that for 12 weeks with Waddle. Some point, come on, let's get it going, Waddle. We need it one of these times.
Who was his comparison to? Tyreek or Achan?
No, just erosion.
Yeah, he's just
I thought that's what he was talking about because I have Achan as my flex number 1 overall this week.
Yeah, he's my RB1 this week.
Yeah, RB1.
They're gonna gouge the Patriots like that.
Crushing.
It's gonna be a good game for him.
AZS2K _S2K asks Wordy or Dowdle at flex.
Worthy.
Yeah, I think I go Wordy or Dowdle.
So I'm actually moving Dowdle down my ranks this week. Dallas is without both of their starting guards now. Just of 30 minutes ago, that Rico wasn't going to do much up the middle against that fearsome Washington front, stout front in the middle of that defensive line, and now they're absolutely going to get decimated. And then Cooper Rush back there throwing. So, will he need to check down to Dowdle? He will need to. Will he be able to? I don't know. I'm just going to go Worthy and pray.
Sure. One thing he does have. I will say the one thing about Dowdle is like they give up the highest explosive rush rate in the NFL. Washington does, so he can have a few big rushing plays in this game. But yeah, I'm with you. It's just I would much rather play Worthy. Even though he's been super boom bust this year.
Yeah, I think I go Worthy here too. Irvings or Juwan Jennings at flex?
No, Jeremy's answer.
Well, I know Jesse's answer.
Yeah, no, I think it's actually a good question. I did knock Jennings down, but based on what we've seen and who they're playing, I'm not super worried about kind of like we talk about with these offensive systems that kind of run themselves. The metrics are still there. Now it's not Purdy, so you can break it down a little bit, but overall, like it's like KOC system, same thing, where you can got to plug and play these guys. I still have Jennings as a top 20-ish wide receiver, like top 22 wide receiver, so I don't mind playing him. I think Irving's just the more solid floor play. I don't know if we get the ceiling from Irving until he gets that major role. That's my one concern. So it seems a little bit safer if you want to go that. If you want ceiling shot, take Jennings. But I think Irving's the safer play this week.
I have Irving 20 flex spots higher.
Yeah, Bucky's my RB 19 this week. I want to move him higher than that, but I can't justify it. Play Bucky.
Yeah, Bucky. Yeah, I say Bucky too. He's involved. Even with Mike Evans back, I mean, they're still going to use him. Rashad White's been getting majority of the targets, so maybe that gets knocked down with Evans back. But Irving's been the primary guy for just taking the ball out the backfield as well. AZ coming back in with Bo Nix for Kyler. Bo Nix against the Raiders, right? Is that who they're playing?
Yeah. Kyler versus Seattle, though.
I have Nix at 5, Kyler at 8.
Yeah,
I say Nix.
It just shows you where we're at. Yeah, they're back to back. They're 5 and 6. I always have a hard time knocking guys like Kyler below, but like Bo Nix, everything's there. So if you want to go Bo Nix, go Bo Nix.
I have them 3 and 4 with Kyler ahead. But yeah, these guys are both really close. It seems like consensus is Bo Nix. I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I say Nix as well. But either way, this is a good problem to have. So flip a coin is what we say here. That's the situation for you. Tafia Costola was 50.5 points versus 30.5 in the Bears-Vikings games.
Yeah, you can chase that. But like, I don't know, man. The Chargers defense is better than. I would be surprised if we get that total. I think it's gonna be a little bit lower scoring than that, even though it's it's Lamar and later show it's possible.
Well, the other thing too with Justice Hill, sorry, I'm just pulling it up, is
Mhm.
he had a decent game last week, but that was off the back of 7 targets. That was only he's only received 6 or more targets in 3 games this year. He's played every single game, every single week. He averages outside of those 3 games 1.5 targets a game. So you just don't know when it's going to be a Justice Hill game, and he does not have the volume on the ground. If there's anything that we've seen is Roshan, this new regime, it was 1 game, small sample, but they're willing to give Roshan the ball. So I hear that argument, but I don't know.
You're welcome, El Smith. Thanks for joining in. Don't forget, if you are joining in, to like, comment, subscribe. Let y'all know when we go live different times during the week as well. And every Sunday, an hour before kickoff, to answer all these questions. Bears D scares me. I kind of like Hawk this week with the other tight end being out for Minnesota. Yeah. I mean, Hawk, I think, is going to continue to increase his role there and continue to do great things for him. So definitely, if anyone, it's Jordan Addison's getting hurt from Hawkinson coming back and getting his role back. DeAndre Swift, Javonte Adams, or Cortland Sutton for my flex spot. No PPR.
Javonte, no PPR.
Yeah.
Like DeAndre Swift's not bad. I don't mind him, but the offense is up and down. Like Javonte gets a really good matchup against the Raiders. I'm going him. If it was PPR, I'd go Sutton, but yeah, I'm taking Javonte. No.
Yeah, I say so too. Javonte too. I mean, Swift too was questionable coming in. I know he's playing, but you don't know. I mean, that's always scary when it's a questionable tag, and it's the injury, just a lingering one that could affect his game. So I think Javonte should stay here.
Yeah,
I have them.
No thanks.
I have it Javonte, Swift, Sutton, 37, 38, 39. What are the odds of that?
That's like perfect back to back.
The thing with Sutton too is that he used to need touchdowns. He hasn't needed touchdowns. He's been getting there on volume. So he's not scoring at the clip he used to. I bet on Javonte as well to score.
Let's plant some trees. Thanks for saving the environment, man. Planting some trees there. Laporta, Abdullah, or Jonathan Brooks in the flex PPR. Laporta.
Sammy.
That's safe.
Oh, I really don't want to go Laporta. I cannot trust him. I think it's between Abdullah and Laporta. I think Abdullah is more than likely gets the majority of the work. I don't mind chasing that. But yeah, like it just sucks with Laporta. He's been such just boom bust and just not doing much of it.
Laporta.
So offered me Laporta in the first for McBride, and I said no.
No.
Wow. Yeah.
You could have done flipped in the offseason, probably, right?
Yeah.
So it's
it's crazy.
It's like that's wild here. Right now, as we're waiting for more questions coming in, do y'all have any other sit questions? I'm starting both tight end receivers, Ridley and Westbrook-Ikhine. That's how my season's going right now.
Yep.
So, not mad at it,
like it.
but I know Westbrook is like, I'm chasing a touchdown right for him. I mean, he's gotten only 1 out of the past 6 that had a touchdown. So that's great. I think Calvin really eats this week, so I'm excited for that.
Stevenson's my RB16. You can't get this and you can't get them all in your lineup. I have it Jacobs, JT, Stevenson, but
yeah, I play the first 2, but yeah, you can definitely do Stevenson this week. I think he's like Aaron's saying, like he's a solid play.
JT's my 3.
Nice against Detroit. Nice. I have Jacobs at 10, JT at 12.
Oh,
actually switching that though. Jacobs playing San Fran, so I'm switching that around.
JT's not my RB3. He's my 3rd of that group. He's 20.
Okay. I was like, damn, you are high.
Yeah. No.
I have QJ at 22, D-Hop at 29 for this one.
I mean, if you want to chase the shootout like we talked about in
the
Chargers game, you could do it.
Get it.
I feel so much safer about Hopkins, even though like theoretically like his numbers are not that great this year. It's just, I think Hopkins is the safer play. I'll go Hopkins, but you can do the one.
I think you're probably going to have 3 guys score minimum for Kansas City. So which guys are those going to be? I don't know. But I would bet Hopkins is one of those guys.
I'm taking Richardson here.
Darn against San Fran, Richardson against Detroit.
It's a shitty matchup, but still.
Yeah.
So I've been wondering this about A-Rich. We saw him go off last week. The Jets have been absolutely crap. Now he faces a really good defense, and a defense that when you can beat them it's in the passing game and not in the run game. And we know A-Rich is not this traditional 66% completion guy like he was last week, right? So is Detroit going to be able to get over on A-Rich with kind of blanketing some of their better guys who outside of Downs, they really don't have great guys. And then A-Rich as the runner, is that going to get shut down by Detroit? So I feel like this could be a bad, I don't know, but I feel like this could be a bad game for Richardson.
Detroit can't stop rushing quarterbacks. It's been their MO for as long as I can remember since I was a kid. If you're a quarterback who can run, you'll put up 50 yards and a touchdown.
That's fair. That's fair. I think Richardson has the higher ceiling. I think Darnold, it's a scary matchup, but he still has Justin Jefferson's on the other side, so I'm gonna go Darnold over Richardson here.
Close, but back to back for me.
Disley. McBride at 2, Disley at 7. Tells you how bad Baltimore secondary is that's a question.
Yeah.
I think I'm going McBride. Yeah, for sure. Disley, a lot of people, I know Disley was a hot waiver pickup this week, but I mean, it's tight end, and I need to see it consistently before I'm starting him over guys like McBride, over your top tight ends.
Taking Disley there is taking the matchup argument too far. Like there's playing the matchup, and then there's come on, no, can't do it.
Yeah.
I have Irving, White, and Benson are available. I need 2 with all of them on bye.
Irving and White.
Yeah. White.
If you're starting them this week, Irving and White.
Yeah.
That's Rashad, I'm assuming. So
I assume as well too.
Yeah. And I've been in leagues where I'm starting both of them too. I mean, I think at this point you start them both where you can. So if you need to, start them both.
Yep.
Downs or Reed?
I love both of these guys, by the way. Just generally speaking, they're basically the same player.
I Reed 4 spots higher.
I have back to back. Downs over Reed by 1.
Both low end wide receiver 2s for me, but Reed slightly higher.
I have Downs up by 2 spots.
What are you looking at?
I got Downs on this one.
Jesse, break. So we're 2-1 on Downs. Who are you, Downs or Reed this week?
Let me look, because I actually have no idea where I have these two guys ranked. So 1 second. I'm gonna stall for a second. Oh, Reed's higher. I'm playing Reed.
You had to know when you asked him he was going to take Reed and make us completely useless. You had to know he was going to do that.
So wait, both guys. Wait, hang on. Both guys are at home. Detroit. You got Jaden Reed against San Francisco. San Francisco. It's tough, right? I would imagine we'll have to see what happens, but I would imagine that Detroit is able to take care of the slot. They've been taking care of it all season. Mm-hmm. They have some good secondary play and safety play as well to help on probably the best receiver there. I think it's interesting. I'll do it now. I'm going to move Jaden Reed 1 spot above Josh Downs. I know there's more mouths to feed there. At the same time, there's more people to cover.
Yeah, that's the tough spot with Reed, right? Because he has not been earned targets, so our ranking is really, it's kind of faith based with the ranking because the last couple weeks he hasn't been that good. So just gotta bind it a little bit.
Yeah. Full PPR, Ertz or Hawk. I have Hawk at 12, Ertz at 13.
I'm playing Hawkinson.
Hawkinson.
There's just no ceiling with Ertz. That's my issue with him. He's strictly a floor play. It's 5 for 50. Maybe you get a touchdown. That's where you're at. So I'll take the ceiling shot, Hawk.
Hurts is one of the guys you need to try to trade him if you can. I think 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5 in PPR. Abdullah, Kraft, Watson, Slayton, Palmer. Blech.
I'm playing Watson for sure out of this group.
Watson, Slayton, Abdullah.
Yeah, you could do Palmer.
I think.
Yeah,
Watson,
I would say
Palmer,
Watson, Abdullah, and then I don't want to play Kraft. I don't trust him at all. His targets.
You can't do.
Yeah. I mean, then it's Palmer. I guess Slayton take the potential wide receiver one this week there. I know Neighbors is playing, but he's injured, so we'll see. So he could have a bigger role.
I'll go all 3 wide receivers.
Neighbors is playing though. He's likely to play. So
I got excited. I thought this said Stephanie McMahon.
That's what I thought too when I first saw. I was like, "Oh no!"
Hey-o.
I called on WWE. But Steven, how's it going, man?
Need a flex. Goddard, Janu, D-Hop. D-Hop.
Yeah.
John's been good though.
So it's not
you could do the John thing, but
Johnny-
I'm going to
Johnny the Albatross Wilson.
Dude,
I'm
dude,
sure that's
I have
Johnny.
a few leagues where I have I have a tight end, and then I have 3 tight ends in my 3 flex spots, and it's like
Yep.
Janu, Hunter, Henry, and Disley are the 3 tight ends, and like I have
Love it.
Andrews or Hawk or something. It's 4 tight ends, and that works out well every time. This would be the worst tight end week of the year when I do that.
Yeah, probably.
Don't you love that? Yeah.
Westbrook or Thielen?
Westbrook. This is Westbrook Akine. Gotta get that.
I'm glad you figured out who Westbrook was because I couldn't even figure out that part. Thank you for that, SC. I'll let you answer the question then.
Westbrook Akine.
I was like,
man,
the old
matchup is
Eagles
great.
running back?
That's what I was thinking at first when I saw it too. I was like, wait, what kind of league is this? It's a history league. Westbrook Akine
Yeah.
over Thielen, man. I think.
Can we go back to McMahon's question there for a second? I really like Goddard this week with Devonta out. I think that's an interesting sneaky play. I get Janu. Janu makes a lot of sense. He can't be stopped, but I'll play either over D-Hop, but I really think that Goddard Janu is a legit question. And I have Goddard 3 spots over Janu right now, 6 and 9.
The most important question for Jeremy: what does the Raheem Blackshear SFB matchup look like this week?
He's in. Put him in.
Fire him up.
You have to. You got 6. He's against Kansas City, so it's middle of the road matchup. But I'm excited about Kevontae Turpin against Washington. I got him fired up. But yeah, Blackshear is a guy, especially with all the bye weeks, that you probably have to play. But he's not a bad start at all.
The question on Westbrook and Thielen is like, dude, Westbrook could get absolutely just eviscerated in this game against the Houston secondary because they have some good corners out there, and like I don't think Westbrook's that good. So like I think this is actually closer because if Thielen steps into that Coca role, which probably is going to, like I get he's old, he might get injured again, but like he could easily lead the team in targets. Like
I'm still trying to see who I could play for. I have Jeremy. My options were Blackshear, who I have in right now, and my other options were Gus or Deontay. So that's how Blackshear ended up.
You can't play Deontay.
Yes, sir. That's correct. Yes. That is correct. Well done.
Yeah.
Should I pick up Keyshawn Booty?
That's a humble brag right there. Just JJ Jamar and ARSB. No big deal. Just
I have a couple of those leagues where it's just like it was like the second year of a dynasty, and I just have a ridiculous looking receiving corner. I have a few where it's like I don't know. This year it seems like every dynasty startup I did, they punted running back. So I have a few where like I have a running back 8 on the week is on my bench and I can't get him in my lineup. It's just disgusting. So it's like I can't get Josh Jacobs in my starting lineup in some of these leagues, and it's people punted. So
it's a nice problem to have.
Yes, sir.
Pick one for Bloodline. Seth Rollins or CM Punk. Wasn't it already
CM
CM
Punk?
Punk?
CM Punk, yeah.
Yeah, it was Punk. Didn't they do this?
Which is good, yeah. The storyline's good. See, they gotta keep Seth Rollins out of it to have the hate for Roman, and then CM Punk hates everybody. It's gonna be great.
Paul Heyman returned. You see that?
Yeah, with CM Punk. So
yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. It was the same.
Wise man. So in that question, go CM Punk, but Seth Rollins, he's the architect, man. That's gonna be a great story.
Hunter Henry or Will Disley? I have Disley at 7, Henry at 8.
Disley. Henry should have a good week though.
Yeah, but we're team the Dis monster. We're going with that.
Disley.
Neighbors at 13 for me, and Jennings at 26. I have Neighbors. I know he was questionable, but I still have Neighbors way higher.
Yeah, I mean it's Tampa Bay, right? Like it's such a juicy matchup.
And he's got to get the targets, so they go Labors. This is one of those you don't bet these guys, man. You know Labors gets it. Go Labors.
Yeah, so Tommy DeVito was also not the second string quarterback. Tommy DeVito was not really preparing right? Like what was Tommy DeVito doing? He never expected to get in the game, and now he's starting. Is he prepared to go out there and sling it like he was last year? I know his agent talks a good game, but I don't know. I need to make sure that he had like one good game last year and like 2 or 3 serviceable games for you in fantasy. Is he going to be able to connect with neighbors right away? I don't know.
I assume he spent his week working at his father's butcher shop and planning to whack the other family's boss, but that's just because Tommy DeVito's a mobster, isn't he, right? That's what he is, right?
He's so good. The Cowboys, baby. Yeah, and like interesting with San Francisco, it's their backup. I mean, it's Brendan Allen. People didn't even think he was the backup. They thought it was astronaut, right? So it's gonna be. I'm intrigued to see how his offenses go. If you want to go Jennings, like 100% get it. It's just much a safer system.
Half PPR flex. Jennings or Javonte?
Javonte.
There were 2 other players if you like, but
no, I saw. Jennings
or Javonte for me.
Yeah, we're not starting Gallo this week. Javonte is a good matchup. I like that.
There we go. Texans or Vikings? Another league. Bucks or Vikings?
Defense.
Texans. And then Bucks.
Texans at 1. Vikings at 6, Bucks at 7. That's how I have it ranked. So Texans and what did I say? Texans and Bucks. Yeah,
it is in Minnesota. Yeah,
same.
I defer to someone who's not me.
Always made it as a wise man.
There you go. Jeremy's the wise man.
I wasn't claiming it, but there we go.
That was it.
Yeah.
We're starting.
I mean, you're not really knocking Kittle too much, right? Like I think him and Jennings.
No.
What I was talking about earlier on the show is like the difference on Debo and how intrigued and how much he's going to be involved this week because he's been dealing injuries and the fluid in his lungs and all that stuff. So you can make the case for Debo too. I think you're still going to play the majority of the Niners you were playing before.
I have Kittle at 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Too. I got a trade question for you. I think I'm going to do it on a contender. I get Bucky. I trade Waddle and trade Benson.
Man, that is a freaking pay. They're like here,
but it's
I know. That's a Waddle.
Say that again. What was it? You're on a contender and what?
I get Bucky. I trade Waddle and trade Benson.
Who's your other wide receivers?
I have all of the wide receivers. I have CD. I have Jamar. I have Adams. This is my home dynasty league. I've been building this brick by brick. It's a beautiful team.
And then you can afford to sacrifice Waddle. But
this is
when Connor goes down next week and Benson's a league winner, you're gonna regret it. But
I would want something coming back my way in that deal. Like that's what I would want. But they're betting you over this one. You just have to be okay with it. Like if you're okay overpaying, then go for it. It's just really how much do you like Bucky is the question.
Random question.
I like him a lot. The rest of the season, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, for sure.
Apple pie's rest of the season.
I don't like what Jason
Apple
Biggs
pie
does.
Goes. Hey, it's good old American pie. You know what I'm saying? Have a good time.
Get some whipped cream on there. The apple pie is delicious during this time of the year. Love it.
Yes.
I prefer poontang pie. Just saying.
Apple pie over pumpkin pie.
Like the Rock.
For sure. Apple over pumpkin. I agree. And pecan. I prefer apple over pecan.
Yeah.
I'm taking that trade, by the way. I'm going to accept it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Great trade.
So everyone's so high on Bucky. Jeremy just killed him.
I don't know if I have enough guys to actually start in this league now.
Yeah, you want some interaction on social media? Just post that trade. People are gonna be like, "What are you doing?" You'll be like, "Yeah, I know."
Mm-hmm. Let's do it.
That's where we're at with Waddle, though, right? I mean, that goes to show that's where we're at with Waddle. Before it was
what's Waddle's best finish on the season? Like wide receiver 23.
It's so bad. Yeah. It's been so bad. So here's a question: in my remaining flex spot, because I'm down bad with buys this week, do I start Rasheen Ali, Ty Chandler, Xavier Hutchinson, or Deontay Johnson?
Oh gosh,
were those real players, or did you make those names up? One more time.
I mean,
Yeah, who'd you say? Racine, Ty
It
Chandler,
would
and
be
who?
Deontay. I got Jamar Chase, Devonta Adams, Chase Brown on bye, so I need a flex. Deontay
yeah,
or
Yeah.
Xavier?
that's brutal.
Deontay.
I
You
mean,
gotta hope
I guess
Deontay runs into
Deontay.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Deontay. Oh, and to answer my question, Waddle was wide receiver 16 week 1. Since then, wide receiver 39 is his best finish.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's not big
Yes,
for
I
all of
do.
them.
Yeah, I'm all in on Mike
Yes,
Evans.
this is a perfect matchup for him.
You
He's
play
going to, if he's healthy, like which he should be, he's going to just cook that defense.
Great matchup for Baker too.
What's
Wide
Mike
receiver
Evans?
6.
So he's never really healthy, but
I mean, yeah,
But he's
Just go
6'5",
big.
kind of in the end zone. Yeah,
he just needs that 1 yard touchdown catch like he always gets.
yeah, just corner of the end zone.
I will give you a draft pick to not trade me, Mingo. You just tell me what pick you want, and you keep Mingo. Deal?
Those are the best ones. Where someone's like, "Yo, I'll give you $5 fabs and not send me that again." All right, send it. You just take the $5 fab.
Done.
So
Oh, yeah.
Just stop harassing
Are you
me,
picking
Jax,
up-
yeah.
are you picking up and flexing Greg Dortch? Maybe Cavante Turpin?
Hey,
return your
Deontay
account?
Yeah, I'm on
Johnson.
Turpin, right? SFB is all over Turpin, right?
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
SFB. This is home league.
Yeah, do return yards count?
No.
Then
No.
Turpin,
And
no.
one of
Dortch
my-
against
One
Seattle.
of my rebuilding leagues. Stop. I played Dortch and he had a touchdown that 1 week. And I was like, yes, this is glorious. Still
Thanks,
lost.
Coach.
Turpin it is. Turpin it is.
Last year, Tua.
I'm not that down on him. I was trying to acquire a quarterback and sent
Yeah,
Jesse an offer. And what was your response? Something about you couldn't pay me enough to take Tua?
Oh yeah, it was Deshaun Watson. I said, no.
Oh, was
Get
it?
this
Okay,
guy
sorry,
away from
sorry,
me.
okay.
If
I'm
it was
trying
Tua,
to
I
trade
would've
for
been
a
like, yeah, I'm fine.
QB2. Okay, that's what it was. All right.
Yeah, when it was the Watson offer, I go, no, I don't want to touch him. Just don't
Gotcha.
do
Okay,
it.
that's what it was. I don't mind Tua. He's a QB too.
Yeah, I like Tua. Tua's cheap. Like
Man.
of that range of quarterbacks, him and Dak and all those guys, he's really cheap. So he's a good time to buy him probably because he got a fat contract. He ain't going anywhere.
Is this Scott Fishbowl? Otherwise, I don't want either of these players. How about
Or a second
I'll give you
rounder.
Mingo
Yeah, go
and
get a
Blackshear.
second
You
rounder
give
for
me
those guys.
JKB and Sanders.
Yeah,
I
he's
know the
joking about
Cowboys
the
would do
Cowboys
that. Just
being inept. Yeah,
Are we going to start using the Cowboys would do it as a bar for decisions? That's a really
Right.
low bar.
For sure.
WWJJD. What would Jerry Jones do?
There you go.
I
I
was-
love the week after they had the issues with all the lighting. There was a press conference with the coach, and the lighting was right in his face. The sunlight was like right in his face. So I was like, "Yep, that's
Nice.
nice." Cowboys.
I seen someone
Amazing.
say that this week where the Cowboys should sign Daniel Jones and start him this week against the Giants, and he's just gonna go off and then wave him right
That'd
after.
be awesome. That'd be amazing.
So good.
With Daniel Jones, I am hoping Purdy's closed for the season, and then the 49ers pick up Daniel Jones, and he's just reemerged as a league winner because of
All
what he's
out.
doing.
All
Daniel
out.
Jones is better than Cooper Rush. Seriously, they should actually do it.
No, according to Jerry Jones, their quarterbacks are the better quarterbacks, and no one is better than them. Any backup. So
How's that
Yeah.
working out?
Yeah,
the running backs ain't that well. So
Bold strategy, Cotton. Bold strategy. All right, guys. 9 minutes left before kickoff. What else do we got here?
I'm trying to make sure all of my lineups are good.
Yeah, I did. I
Trade
don't know
book
what
here.
to do with my spare time this week. Last week, I had to spend the entire hour before getting different tight ends off the waiver wire because all of mine were injured. AJ Brown, I have as wide receiver. Wide receiver
So-
two.
EVS.
My thoughts are I like it.
Yes.
someone just traded Pacheco for Estimate, a second, a third, and a third.
Estimate,
Damn,
a second, a
that's a
third,
cheap
and a
Pacheco.
third.
Yeah,
That's a real check out.
This is a league that is just this guy just continues to get people just sending him offers, and it's just like, bro, why are you, he has a super team, and it's ridiculous.
Hey man, I got 2 firsts and a second for Kenny Galladay last year, so Home leagues do that. man.
Last year.
wild.
It was like 2 years ago. 2 years ago.
I was gonna say, was he even playing last year?
Yeah. No, it was the year where, like, I don't think he ever played a game after I made the trade, and the guy sent it to me too. So I woke up. I was taking a nap at work, or on my lunch at work, not at work, and I woke up and I read the trade, and I had to send it to a buddy, and I was like, "Am I reading this wrong?" So, what are your thoughts here, AJ Brown? I have him as wide receiver too.
He's incredible. I don't know. Like,
Studley.
he's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL.
Yeah, it's a,
And no Devonta Smith. He's going to get all the targets. Yeah.
I don't know if I give up an entire Twix for Daniel Jones. I'd give him half, maybe.
Maybe after
Jerry
the
Jones.
game.
Is that what Jerry Jones is? All right. Serious question. Against Aaron in the league where he just picked up Trevor Lawrence off the waiver wire for $1. And I didn't see it.
For $1.
Do I start Jalen McMillan instead of Tank Dell?
Yes.
Let's see if I have any.
You could.
You go take.
You could.
No,
go
no.
Jalen.
I absolutely want you to do that because I absolutely don't think you should, but you're facing me, so fuck you. That's why.
I'm also starting Raheem Mostert and Rico Dowdle running back.
I see that.
That league.
You should bench Jaden Reed and JSN for you don't have any other. Demarcus Robinson, Deontay Johnson. Those are solid starts. Those should go in your lineup.
I have
Hey, you're
4
4 and
wins
7.
for
Why
no
don't you just
reason.
punt? Just let me have number 1
wins.
seed here and punt.
Should I
You're
start-
favored to win by 20 points, so we're good.
Should I start Abdullah over Kendrick Bourne this week?
Yes.
Yeah.
When do the Pats play? Do they play at 1
I think so.
or they play later?
Pats play at 10. They play this morning. Yeah, 1.
Okay. Yeah, I'd
You
start
threw me
going.
for a loop there. You said 10. I was like, there was a London
That's
game this
correct.
morning? What? Fucking
Well, I
West
almost said
Coast.
7. I almost said 7 p.m. because that's when the games are going to start here in 5 minutes.
Jesus.
Start Bourne over Abdullah, you said?
I would.
Hey, don't feel bad, Jeremy. You're only like an 18-point underdog against me. Last week in this league, the other guy was like favored to lose. He was picked to lose by like 200 against me. Don't feel bad.
Can't wait to beat your ass in this league this week. Let's go. Will Levis for the win. Will Levis against Houston. Good Lord.
I could
A
lose
bad
every
team with
game
bye
for the rest
weeks.
of this. I could lose every game the rest of the season and still make the playoffs in this league, Jeremy.
Nice.
All
Nice.
yours, buddy. You're just going to cost yourself
Let's go.
the number 1 seed.
I wasn't
Oh,
getting
boy.
the number 1 anyway. But Debbie,
This
don't
is
think
rough.
We're good.
All right.
Okay,
On my
well,
Scott
listen-
Fishbowl team, listen to this. I got to decide between Ricky Pearsall, Dylan Labe, Jalen Brooks, Antonio Gibson, or pick up Kendrick Bourne. That's my decision on one of these spots. It's rough.
Pearsall.
Yeah, with the back
Oh.
quarterback, I was gonna be worried.
Scott says get Jalen Polk.
Jeremy, did you tell them who Trevor Lawrence was dropped for? So he could spend $11.
I thought it was terrible. What was it?
$11 on Luke Schoonmaker to drop Trevor
fuck
Lawrence
you.
so I could get him for a dollar.
SC's in this league too. SC, you're in this league as well.
Is
You're the
this
commissioner,
Debbie?
SC. It's Debbie
Get angry.
Dynamo.
Oh, is it?
You should reverse it immediately. What are we doing?
Oh,
What are we
okay,
doing?
SC.
Dropping
Both of the
Trevor
college
Lawrence.
leagues I'm in with you, I got eliminated yesterday because it was the first week of the playoffs and I forgot what day it was and didn't set a lineup. I'm out in both of them now. And I was like the number 2 seed and I just didn't set a lineup.
I'm gonna
Pause.
answer Scott real quick and
Yeah,
say
yeah.
it's Devon Chan. He's going
Yes.
all over
Yes.
the Pats. He's gonna go nuts.
Agree.
Hell yeah. And if you want to say Scott Fishbowl, let's go Raheem Blackshear, number 1 player. Why not?
Jesus Christ.
Trade offers coming in hot and heavy. Oh, this one sucks.
That's
Do I want to give up Trey McBride for Abdullah Westbrook Akine and JT Sanders?
Good God. Send them just a poop emoji. Like, what are you doing? Wasting my time with this trade offer.
For real.
My
That's
family
a lot.
league, I just got my first win a few weeks ago, Gabriel, but I had in my family league where every week that like 10 teams out of 12 would score 110 points. I would score 170 and the team I faced would put up 190. I started 0-8 as the highest scoring team by 350 points. I don't know how it's possible. It was a running gag where
happens.
whoever faces me was going to just go off, and every week, I think I've won 2 or 3 in a row, but yeah, 0-8 as the highest scoring team by 300 points. So it happens, man. I don't know if it could ever be a Jalen Poole. Didn't you just say don't trust any Patriots receivers? You're sending mixed signals. We got any questions? We only got 3 minutes.
Please.
So the guy who sent me that trade offer just now is playing me, and he sent me a text just trying to help with bodies this week.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
buddy. Appreciate your help.
There you are.
Great one.
There you are.
Yeah.
Send you 3 corpses. He didn't
I
say
do
it had
have
to be
a lot
live
of
bodies.
guys involved.
Dead bodies are still bodies.
I'm about to be a dead body in this league. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys on bye, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 starters, including Bijan and Brees.
Solid. We got any more questions here, guys? Almost running
I
out
don't
of
think so.
time.
I
It's
think
almost time for 7 hours of commercial-free football.
Let's go. No,
Come on,
sir.
Jeremy. No
I'm
more
good.
trade offers, Jeremy. What the hell? Who the hell is Brandon Allen?
That's it.
I just noticed that now.
That's it. I left it in there. We had that yesterday. Good Lord. It's going to be a weird one. Good luck, Gabriel. Guys, good luck to all of you. You're still here real quick. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. We're live all the time, multiple times a week. We're on TikTok. We're on Twitter. We're on all the ones. Insta, Reddit. You know the ones. All those ones. We're there. FantasyFootballUniverse.com. Check us out. Hey, listen. I'm not above an OnlyFans fantasy football.
No, hey, we didn't have to do that last night, my midnight broadcast, because I got eliminated in that league. Turned out trading away Tyreek and CD for the 2 Falcons receivers gets you eliminated in guillotine. So I didn't have to do a midnight striptease on OnlyFans. So fuck.
Good work.
Is that what last place
On
has
that
to do? That's a good punishment.
And on that note, go watch football, guys.
That's it.
All right. Who wants to end it? Anybody?
I got it.
I forget how.
Good luck. We'll see you next time. Bye.